What's up, guys? We're back with a full slate of MLB action here on Monday, May 5th. We're going to give out plays on every MLB game on the slate in both NBA playoff games. I'll give you my dog of the day and pick out my massive lock, my pick that regardless of price, I think has the highest chance of cashing today. Slam that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep seeing these videos every single day. And let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally answer every comment every single day. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and it pays to check back a couple of times per day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and starters being confirmed. Sunday actually looking like it's going to be not the best, but maybe not a disaster. We'll see if we can get a comeback here from the Dodgers in the top of the ninth inning. It wasn't great, guys, and Sundays continue to be pretty tough to figure out in the MLB. Now, we had the over in that Athletics-Miami Marlins game. 15 hits in that game, but only 5 runs scored, so we don't cash that one. We had the Phillies at minus 130. They end up losing that game in extra innings. We had the Cubs at minus 109. They somehow get shut out 4-0. We had the Tigers, though, minus 167. That was a nice 13-0 blowout win, so we'll take that one, put it on the board. We also hit our dog of the day. Now, it wasn't a huge dog. We had the Royals at plus 110, and that was a nice 11-6 win there for Kansas City, so we'll certainly take that one. The Dodgers are still live right now. They've got a runner on base there in the top of the ninth, so that's a good sign. We'll be keeping you updated on that one, see if we can come away with the 3-3 day, but obviously not the day we're looking for. Let's see if we can bounce back. Hopping here into our first game of the night, we're looking at the LA Dodgers going on the road to take on the Miami Marlins. Now, obviously, like we just said, the Dodgers are still playing right now, but they're trying to keep that winning streak intact. They're 23-10 on the year. Hitting the ball in this one to Ben Kasparius. He comes into this game yet to figure in a result. He's not always a starter. He's posting a 2.91 ERA. His last start was against the Cubs, and he only went 2 2/3 innings, but a pretty decent outing. Only gave up a single hit. Now, that was a game the Dodgers eventually would lose 7-6, but it certainly wasn't his fault. While this isn't somebody we see as likely to go deep into this game, obviously, he'd get him a solid 4 innings, something like that. And then we see the Dodgers bullpen come in, which has been very, very good this year. So I'm not too worried about the pitching situation. Obviously not, it's not ideal though. So we'll see what the Dodgers can do here. I mean, the offense has been very good. We'll see if they can come up with something here in the top of the ninth, but overall they've been excellent. I mean, 10, 2, 12, 15, 7 runs over their last few games. Hernandez has been amazing. Will Smith's actually hit the ball really well. They're currently 3rd in the majors in runs scored, 4th in batting average. This is going to be a top 4, top 5 offense in the majors. Absolutely no doubt about that. And they're even dealing with some injuries right now, and they keep on putting up runs. So we'll see what they do here against the Marlins, who just lost 2 out of 3 against the Athletics. Now, they stay home for this one. They're 13-20 on the year. Not a team that came into the season, obviously, with any significant expectations. They're going to be hitting the ball in this one to Sandy Alcantara. He's 2-3 on the year, a 8.31 ERA. Thanks in some significant part to getting absolutely dismantled, obliterated, destroyed there by the Dodgers last time we faced them. 2 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 7 earned runs, allowed to give up a home run, walked 5, and struck out 2. Now, overall this season, I guess he hasn't been a complete dumpster fire, but bro has not been good, and I think it's quite a stretch to think he's going to be good in this start against a team that's already had so much success against him this season. And the bullpen for the Marlins is also just horrifying, guys. Bottom 5 in the majors, a 4.83 bullpen ERA is awful. The offense hasn't been great recently either. I mean, they scored 2, 9, 1, 7, 2, and 6 runs over their last few games. They've got a few guys hitting the ball okay. I mean, Kyle Stowers is batting .321 with 25 RBIs. Like, that's nice, but over the course of the entire season, they're 16th in the majors in runs scored and 15th in on-base percentage. So not an offense that I'm particularly terrified of. Now, looking at the numbers for this game, the Dodgers are minus 166. The Marlins are plus 140. We've got a total of 9.5. The Dodgers 6-7 on the road, 19-14 to the over. Miami 9-10 at home, 22-11 to the over. That's an MLB best to the over, but I don't think we're going to be taking the over in this game. However, you could certainly talk me into taking the Dodgers here at minus 166. Actually, we will certainly be taking the Dodgers at minus 166 despite the less than ideal pitching situation. I think they come away with a win in this game the vast majority of the time. I think they should be minus 200, minus 210, something like that. So definitely give me the Dodgers in this one, and it could end up being maybe not the lock of the day, but definitely one of my main plays. Next up, we're going to the Cleveland Guardians going on the road to take on the Washington Nationals. The Guardians come into this game, guys, 20-14 on the year. They just won 2 out of 3 there at the Blue Jays, so I'm sure that feels nice now taking on the Nationals. They're going to be hitting the ball in this one to Luis Ortiz, somebody that needs to get kind of on track this year. Now, he's 2-3, a 4.78 ERA, and his last start was very good. It was against the Twins, 6 1/3 innings, 3 hits, no runs allowed, and that was a game we eventually saw Cleveland end up winning 4-2. So that's nice. They are 3-2 over his last 5 starts. He's had some good ones in there, some bad ones, getting shelled by the Yankees a little bit, not having the best time against the Angels in kind of a weird spot, but overall, Ortiz has been fine, but maybe not what I would consider dominant. So we'll see what he can do out there, see if that Cleveland bullpen can kind of figure itself out a little bit. While they haven't been a disaster, they also haven't been amazing. A 3.68 bullpen ERA does leave significant room for improvement, especially for a group that was so good a lot of last season. Now, the offense showing some signs of life. They scored 5, 5, 3, 4, and 4 runs over their last few games, but this is not an elite level offense. They are 21st in the majors in runs scored. They are 23rd in batting average. I'm not really scared of this Guardians team at the plate whatsoever. So we'll see what they do here against the Nationals, who are 16-19 on the year. They just managed to win 2 out of 3 there at Cincinnati, so that is a good look. They're hitting the ball to Jake Irvin in this game. He's 2-1 on the year, a 4.01 ERA. Now, he is fresh off of a terrible start. One of his worst, or maybe definitely his worst start of the year. He got destroyed by the Phillies. It was at Philadelphia, 6 innings, 8 hits, 6 earned runs, and a couple home runs allowed. But in general, Jake Irvin's been good this season, so we're going to cut him just a little bit of slack. It's not like that's the easiest place to pitch. The problem for the Nationals right now is that bullpen, which is horrendous. A 6.55 bullpen ERA is second worst in the majors. And I don't know if we see that getting much better here. The offense did find some life. I mean, 4, 11, 1, and 4 runs over the last few games is okay, but they're still only 14th in the majors in runs scored and 17th in batting average. And not a lot of guys that are running up to the plate am I super scared of. So looking at the numbers for this game, we see the Guardians at -118, the Nationals at -104. We've got a total out there, well, a couple different numbers. We got 9 or 8.5, both available. Cleveland, 9-9 on the road, 17, 15, and 2 to the over. Washington, 9-7 at home, and a 500 over-under team. In terms of the total in this one, I'll definitely take a look at under 9. I think that's certainly very live in this game. Neither offense really thrills me. Both starters should be in for decent outings. Now, we'll see what happens there. Oh, that is a tough beat there on the Dodgers game. They ended up having a runner on third with 1 out and couldn't get him across the plate to eventually end up losing 4-3. So that's a pretty disappointing way to end the day. But we're going to bounce back out there, guys. Don't you worry. Now, looking back at this Cleveland game, not a whole lot to go off of this one, but I think the under is certainly live. And if you're asking me for a side, I'm going to lean just a little bit here towards the Nationals in a bit of a bounce back spot, but I do think the under is the better play. Hey guys, jumping in here with a quick reminder, gotta shout out StumpTheSpread.com, my sponsor, all of our videos. Click the link in the description to get over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily MLB, NBA, NHL, and UFC picks. Major League Baseball's been on a crazy run here lately. Now, through Saturday, I believe it was, that's the last updated numbers I'm looking at right now. They were 34-17 over their last 51. Yeah, you do the math on that, guys. That is a pretty crazy hit rate. So hopefully they can keep that rolling. That's the plan. Tons of work goes into those premium picks every single day. And even if you're not looking to sign up for a premium membership, guys, you got to go over to StumpTheSpread.com to see our exclusive free picks that only get posted over there. You can use our free-to-use bet size calculator, and that's where you'll find our premium top confidence picks if you are wanting to sign up for a premium pick package. You need to sign up for that free email newsletter though, for sure. All they need is your name and email address. They'll get you right on that list. You'll get an email every single day with at least one free pick in it. Oftentimes some weird niche sports will be covered in addition to usually a free baseball pick, but there will be crazy stuff in there, guys. Golf bets, NASCAR bets, all kinds of niche sports. We've got guys keeping track of everything and looking to bring the value to you guys every single day. So very easy to get over there, sign up for that free email newsletter, and it's free information straight to your inbox. Also, if you're a huge fan of what we're doing here every single day, you can sign up for a channel membership by clicking the little join button right below the video. Channel members are eligible for our members only giveaways. We'll be giving away a Stump the Spread hoodie to one random channel member each and every month. We're scheduled to give out a hoodie or a t-shirt depending on what you want here on May 20th. And we're at 64, 65, somewhere in there, members of the channel at the moment. If we can get that to 70, we will be doing 2 giveaways per month. We'll be bumping up to 2 giveaways per month. So definitely consider signing up. I think it's $4.99 a month. So definitely worth it for a shot at a free hoodie. You also get early access to all of our videos, and you get your name up on screen in every single video. Now, guys, let's hop back in and look at some more of this MLB slate. And next up, we're looking at the San Diego Padres. They're going on the road to take on the New York Yankees. Now, the Padres come into this game winners of, what was it up to now? 5-0. They just swept the Pirates out at Pittsburgh, so a pretty good look there. They're handing the ball to Nick Pivetta, who's 5-1 this season, a 1.78 ERA. His last outing was against the Giants, and he had a little bit of trouble. 5 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, and he also gave up a home run in that game, but he got plenty of run support. The Padres eventually win that one 7-4. Their Padres are also 4-0 over his last 4 starts. That's all very, very positive information. Now, facing the Yankees, not an easy task, but I think Pivetta is throwing the ball pretty freaking well right now, so I'm not too scared about that. Also, the Padres bullpen's been the best in the majors by a significant margin all season long. A 1.73 bullpen ERA is elite stuff. Now, the offense, maybe not at the top of its game at the moment, but 4, 2, 9, 5, and 7 runs over the last few. Definitely not a disaster. Fernando Tatis Jr. doesn't seem too worried about by getting hit in the arm with that pitch. He seems like he's okay. They're 18th in the majors in runs scored, but they're 3rd in batting average, batting nearly 260 as a team. They're 11th in on-base percentage. I think we're going to see the run scored numbers for this team go way, way up here over, I would say, the next, couple weeks to a month, something like that. So we'll see what they do here against the Yankees, who are floundering a little bit, to be honest. I mean, they lost 2 out of 3 against the Tampa Bay Rays. One of those games, guys, was our a big underdog. Game 2 of that series, we had a plus 150 underdog there on Tampa Bay. So slam that like button if you enjoyed hitting that underdog the other day. But regardless, guys, the Yankees come into this one handing the ball to Carlos Rodon, who's 4-3 on the year, a 3.43 ERA. Now, his last start, pretty solid stuff, guys. 6 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned runs allowed there against Baltimore in a 15-3 win there for the Yankees. Also, Rodon has been lights out over his last 3 outings, never giving up more than 2 earned runs, and actually only giving up 2 earned runs over those 3 starts, and the Yankees won all 3 of them. So very, very good stuff there for Rodon. We'll see what he does here against the Padres. Obviously, a pretty hard-hitting team, but he's faced some decent outfits this season. We'll see what he can do. We'll see what that Yankees bullpen continues to look like, a 3.03 bullpen ERA. Obviously, elite stuff, one of the better bullpens in the majors, at least top, 7, something like that. So they'll take that in a heartbeat. And the offense for the Yankees, while it has been amazing over the course of the year, I mean, second highest scoring, second in, in batting average, first in on-base percentage, they've been floundering just a little bit recently. I mean, 5, 2, 3, and 4 runs over the last few games isn't what we've come to expect from this team. Now, obviously, guys like Aaron Judge are off to these insane starts and stuff like that, and that's going to tail off at some point, but I don't know how soon or how aggressively, because it's looking pretty crazy out there for the Yankees. Now, the numbers for this game, Padres, despite having Pivetta on the mound, are plus 125. The Yankees are minus 148. We've got totals out there of 8 or 7.5. The Padres are 8-7 on the road, so a solid above 500 road team. They're a significant under team. The Yankees are 11-7 at home, and they're a slight under team. I'm not going to be taking under 8 or under 7.5, but I will definitely consider the San Diego Padres here at plus 125. As our dog of the day. It's a short slate, so don't get too carried away with any of these picks. It is a short slate. Use your head here, but I do think the Padres at plus 125 are looking like one of the more appealing underdogs out there on the day. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Cincinnati Reds going on the road to take on the Atlanta Braves. The Reds come into this game fresh off of a couple of losses there against the Nationals. They lost 2 out of 3 in that series in the last 2 games of the series. They're handing the ball to Brady Singer, who's been a huge help to them this year. He's 4-1, a 3.24 ERA. His last start, he dominated the St. Louis Cardinals. 6 innings, 2 hits, only 1 run allowed, but the Cardinals eventually would win that one 6-0. Now, the bullpen there for Cincinnati hasn't been bad, maybe not as dominant as they showed at some points last year, but a 3.66 bullpen ERA, certainly reasonable. The offense, though, very all over the place. They scored 1, 6, 6, 9, 1, and 0 runs over the last few. It's kind of feast or famine with this team. They're 4th in the majors in runs scored thanks to that 24 spot they put up against Baltimore the other day. But yeah, still top 10 in most major categories. I do not think there's any way we could possibly expect that to last for this group of hitters. So we'll see what they can do here against the Atlanta Braves, who are probably riding pretty high after a very close win against the Dodgers last night on Sunday Night Baseball. Now, they're 14-18 on the year, not exactly killing it. They're hitting the ball to A.J. Smith-Shawver. He comes in this game 1-2, a 4.26 ERA. Now, his last couple of starts have been very serviceable, maybe not, dominant, and it was against Colorado and Tampa Bay, so we're not going to throw you a parade for those. We'll see what he can do here at home. That could maybe be a little bit of a help for him, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, that Atlanta bullpen, not nearly as good as last year, a 3.94 bullpen ERA leaves a lot of room for improvement, and the offense has also not been what I would term as elite. I mean, in their last game, they scored 4 runs, if I'm correct. And guess, yeah, they won that game 4-3. So they scored 4, 3, 1, 1, and 8 runs over their last few. That's not gonna light the world on fire, guys. They're 17th in the majors in runs scored, 15th in batting average. And while Austin Riley's off to a good start, and Sean Murphy's got 7 home runs, I'm not finding a ton to be excited about for the Atlanta Braves at the plate. So looking at the numbers for this one, the Reds are plus 125. The Braves are minus 148. We've got a total of 8.5. Cincinnati 9-7 on the road, 18-16-1 to the under. Atlanta 8-5 at home, 15-14-3 to the over. I'm going to be leaning a bit towards the Reds at plus 125 with Brady Singer on the mound. I mean, Smith-Shawver's been decent, but when you look at the teams he's faced, not that impressive. So yeah, go ahead and give me a little bit of a lean here towards the Reds, another candidate here for the dog of the day. Next on the docket, we're looking at the Chicago White Sox going on the road to take on the Kansas City Royals. The White Sox come into this game 10-24 on the season. They just won 2 out of 3 against the Astros and have actually won 3 out of their last 4. Pretty impressive stuff. Now, Benintendi did go out with a calf strain, so we're not going to be seeing him out there for the White Sox for a bit. They're hitting the ball to Shane Smith, who's been very good this year, 1-1, a 2.23 ERA. Now, his last outing, he did give up 3 runs, but only one of them was earned against the Brewers, and obviously he's not getting a lot of run support. That's not going to happen when you're pitching for the White Sox, but he's been putting up some very solid individual numbers, so got to give the young guy some credit. The White Sox bullpen, not nearly as bad as last year, but still not good, a 4.47 bullpen ERA. The problem for this team, once again, is their complete lack of offense. They're last in the majors in slugging percentage, second to last in batting average. Their on-base percentage is .294. Like, this is not a good offensive team. No way around that. So we'll see what they can do here on the road against the Royals. Not exactly the easiest team to play on the road against. And yeah, Kansas City, fresh off an 11-6 win there against the Orioles. We cashed that one as a plus 110 underdog. So if you guys enjoyed cashing that one, slam the like button for me. It really helps. And I feel like we deserve it for cashing an underdog play. I think that feels pretty good. Now, the Royals turning things on. They've won 5 out of the last 6 overall to get to 19-16, and they're in the ball to Cole Rangans, who's 1-1 this year, a 4.40 ERA. Not off to the smoothest start, if I'm being honest. Not a good outing his last time on the mound. 3 innings, 3 hits, 4 earned runs, and a couple of home runs allowed there, pitching at home against the Colorado Rockies. That qualifies as a bad look to me. Now, this is a prime bounce back spot for Rangans. Obviously, getting to go up against the White Sox has to feel fantastic. This dude's been putting up double-digit strikeout numbers and all kinds of good stuff this year, but the last couple of times on the mound, it just did not look quite right. So we'll see if he's back, back at it, back to 100%. The bullpen for the Royals is no problem, though. 6th in the majors, a 2.98 bullpen ERA is great. The problem for this team, generally speaking, is where can they find their offense? Now, they did, hit a team record 7 home runs against the Orioles in their last game, so that's great. 11, 4, 0, 8, 3, and 3 runs over their last few. Gives you kind of a picture of what this offense is doing recently. Now, they are still 28th in the majors in runs scored, but a lot of these hitting numbers are headed in the right direction. So I'm feeling better and better about the Royals up there at the plate. And so are the odds makers who have the Royals at minus 250. The White Sox are plus 205. We've got totals out there of 8 or 8.5. The White Sox are 3-13 on the road, 17-15-2 to the over. The Royals are 11-5 at home, 22-12-1 to the under. I'm not interested in the total in this one. I'll definitely take the Royals here at minus 250. You could even theoretically talk me into taking them minus 1.5, but the Royals at minus 250 could end up being our lock of the day in this one. It's a pretty short slate. I think Rangans is in for a bounce back spot, and while Shane Smith's been good, I don't know if he's good enough to take down the Royals here. So this is a wait and see spot, but it's definitely got a chance. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Houston Astros going on the road to take on the Milwaukee Brewers. The Astros come to this game fresh off of losing 2 out of 3 at the White Sox, like we were just talking about, at 17-16 on the year. Not doing what they're wanting to do. Now, they're hitting the ball to Ronel Blanco in this game, who's 2-2, a 5.08 ERA. Not the kind of numbers he was putting up last season. His last time out, we did see the Astros get the 8-5 win against the Tigers. He went 5 innings, gave up 3 hits and 3 earned runs, including a couple of home runs. He's given up at least 1 home run over his last 4 outings in a row, and those are starts against the Angels, Cardinals, Blue Jays, and Tigers. Not exactly a murderer's row there, so we'll see what he can do. Obviously not off to the best start. Now, the bullpen for Houston, very good. A 2.84 bullpen ERA has them 4th in the majors. The offense for this team has just been, I don't know, guys. It's been all over the place. We've seen guys like, no, we haven't. No one's gotten off to a great start there for the Astros to the plate. They're 19th in the majors in runs scored, but 21st in slugging percentage, 17th in on-base percentage. I do expect their numbers to get a little bit better, but this is not a team that scares me at the plate. And they're going to have to score some runs here against the Brewers, who are fresh off that 4-0 win over the Cubs. They're going to be hitting the ball in this one to Tobias Myers. Obviously, that injury to Imanaga, they're really costing us in terms of that Cubs game. But yeah, that's a little bit tough. Now, Tobias Myers comes into this game not off to the hottest start to his season. Now, he did a couple starts that did not go amazing. Now, we did see, 2 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned runs against the White Sox. That's pretty bad. Then he had a relief appearance for 1 inning against the Cubs, where he was clean in that one. 1 inning pitched, 1 strikeout, no runs or hits allowed. We'll see what he does here against the Milwaukee Brewers, but not a guy that's off to a great start, so my confidence level in him is pretty low, and my confidence level in that Milwaukee bullpen is even lower, a 4.87 bullpen ERA. To be honest, kind of embarrassing. And the offense has not been good either. They've scored 4, 2, 0, 0, and 6 runs over their last few games. They're 9th in the majors in runs scored, but 24th in slugging percentage and 19th in on-base percentage. I don't see those run scored numbers going up for them anytime soon. So looking at the numbers for these two floundering teams, guys, the Astros are minus 105, the Brewers are minus 115. We've got totals of 8 or 8.5 out there. Houston, 6-9 on the road, a slight under team. Milwaukee, 10-6 at home, a significant under team. I guess you could take under 8.5 in this game if that's what you're feeling. I'm not feeling very much from this one at all, to be honest. I'll take just a little bit of a lean towards the Astros here at minus 105 because Tobias Myers is struggling here in the early goings, but really, this is mostly a stay away spot for me. Rolling right along, we're looking at the San Francisco Giants going on the road to take on the Chicago Cubs. The Giants come into this game 22-13 on the season. They just won 3 out of 4 against the Rockies. They're hitting the ball to Landon Roop, who's 2-2 this year, a 5.10 ERA, but his last time out, not great there at the Padres. 4 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs. Start for that also struggled against the Brewers, so we'll see if he's got a little bit of a bounce back in him, taking on a pretty tough opponent there offensively. Now, the Giants' bullpen has been excellent this year, second best in the majors, a 2.50 bullpen ERA. So once Rube comes out of the game, we're not worried, but when he's in there, kind of leaves us a little bit feeling like we're on the edge. Now, the offense for the Giants has been very good this year, 9, 6, and 4 runs over their last few, but they're starting to fade a little bit. They're 11th in the majors in runs scored, and the reason it's fading is because they're not a very good on-base percentage team. They're also not a very good batting average team, so you're going to have a hard time putting up, the most runs in the majors when you don't get on base and you don't hit the ball that great. So we'll see what they do here on the road against the Cubs, who are fresh off that tough loss there at Milwaukee. They're going to be handing the ball in this one to Matthew Boyd, who's 2-2 on the year, a 2.70 ERA. Now, his last time out, 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs at the Pirates. Now he gets to go back home. The last time he pitched at home was against the Dodgers, and he was actually serviceable despite giving up 10 hits, only gave up 3 earned runs, and the Cubs eventually won that game 7-6. This poor guy has faced a lot of really tough outfits this season, and I don't know if the Giants really qualify as that anymore. So we'll see what he does, see if the Cubs bullpen can figure itself out. A 4.48 bullpen ERA leaves a whole lot of room for improvement, and the offense came up extremely small, scoring 0 runs in the final game of this series, but they scored 6 and 10 in the 2 games before that. Kyle Tucker off to a great start to this year, no doubt about that. We actually see the Cubs are first in the majors in runs scored and first in batting average. So I wouldn't argue with you too much if you wanted to take the Cubs here at minus 143. The Giants are plus 124. We've got a total of 7.5. The Giants are 10-8 on the road, 20-14-1 to the over. The Cubs 9-5 at home, 20-13-2 to the over. I could definitely get interested in over 7.5 in this game also. None of this is going in the pinned comment because I don't trust either one of these teams, but I do like the Cubs here a little bit as a side and the total a little bit towards the over. Next on the docket, guys, we've got the Pittsburgh Pirates going on the road to take on the St. Louis Cardinals. We've got a pitching matchup of 2 pitchers that have burned us recently. And first up, we're looking at the Pirates here. They've lost 4 in a row and 7 of their last 8 to fall to 12-23 on the year. Handing the ball in this window to Carmen Moldzinski, who's 1-3 on his season, a 6.58 ERA. His last time out, though, excellent stuff. 4 innings, 6 hits, only 2 earned runs there against the Cubs. Excellent might be a little bit too strong, but they'll definitely take that from a guy who has generally struggled this season, and it's not like their bullpen's been amazing either. A bullpen ERA of 4.08. You don't want to see a 4 as your first bullpen ERA number, that's for sure, and this Pirates team can't be giving up runs because they are not scoring runs. They've scored 0, 1, 4, 3, and 4 runs over their last few games. They are 27th in the majors in runs scored. They are 27th in the majors in batting average, and they are 29th in the MLB in slugging percentage, slugging a .335 clip. It's not good. Not looking good at the plate for the Pirates. They're going to have to score something here against the Cardinals, who managed to win 2 out of 3 against the Mets. They're 16-19 on the year, though. A lot of work to do. They're handing the ball to Miles Michaelis, who's fresh off of probably his best start of the year, or one of his 2 best starts of the year. He's 1-2, a 4.66 ERA, but he dominated at Atlanta back on the 23rd, and then his last time out on the 30th at Cincinnati went nuts. 5 1/3 innings, 3 hits, no runs allowed, struck out 4, and the Cardinals got a 6-0 win. So we'll see if Michaelis can keep dealing here. Maybe a little bit more to ask here, but no, going up against the Pirates is not a lot to ask, although he does have a good amount of history against the Pirates. So we'll see if that comes into play too much. Now the Cardinals bullpen, a huge concern, guys. Bottom, 7 in the majors, a 4.51 bullpen ERA. That's a pretty big yikes. The offense, while it got off to a blistering start, has cooled off a bit. They've scored 5, 6, 3, 1, and 9 runs over their last few games. They're 12th in the majors in runs scored, but that's a number that's going to continue to go down. They're still 5th in batting average and 8th in on-base percentage, but I just don't really see them as that kind of offensive juggernaut this season. So, looking at the numbers, the Pirates are plus 130. The Cardinals are minus 152. We've got a total of 8.5. The Pirates are 5-11 on the road, 18-16-1 to the under. The Cardinals are 11-6 at home, 20, 13, and 2 to the over. I'm not interested in the total in this one, guys, but I'll definitely go ahead and fade Moldzinski and go ahead and take the Cardinals here at minus 152. Now, I don't know that this is going in the pinned comment. I still don't trust Michaelis. I need to see a little bit more before I can actually trust the guy, but he's been throwing it well. The Cardinals are better at the plate than the Pirates, that's for sure. So definitely give the Cardinals a significant edge here. Rolling right along, guys, for the New York Mets. They're going on the road in this one to take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, the Mets just lost 2 in a row to the Cardinals. They lost 2 in their game against the Diamondbacks. So they're only 1-4 over their last 5 games. They're handing the ball to Griffin Canning, hoping he can keep doing what he's been doing this year. He's 4-1, a 2.61 ERA, and he's fresh off shutting out the Nationals over 5 innings. He went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits and no runs. He's only given up more than 1 earned run once over his last 5 starts, and the Mets are undefeated over those 5 starts. So very good stuff for Canning. Clearly a guy you'd got to love to have on the mound if you are a Mets player or fan. Now, the bullpen's taken some hits recently, a 3.07 bullpen ERA, though, still very much in the realm of decent to good. The offense is sputtering. They scored 4, 5, 9, 2, and 3 runs over their last few. Pete Alonso doing his thing out there, no doubt about that, but over the course of the year, is this really going to be the 10th best run-scoring offense in the majors and 9th best in on-base percentage? Seems like a big ask, so I guess we shouldn't be shocked they took a little bit of a step back. They're going to have to score some runs here, though, going up against the Diamondbacks team that's 18 and 16 on the year, fresh off an 11-9 extra inning win there against the Phillies. Now, this team has not been all sunshine and rainbows this year. They've had some pitching problems. They're hitting the ball in this one to Ryan Nelson, who has yet to figure in a result, is sporting a 5.82 ERA. He's going to be, not coming out of the pen for the first time in quite a while, guys. His last time out was a bullpen appearance. He went 4 innings, gave up no hits and no runs over those 4 innings, struck out 3 and walked 2, and an 8-3 win for the Mets. So that's not a terrible look for him, obviously having so much success here against the Mets. Now, the rest of the bullpen situation for Arizona has been pretty terrible, guys. They're bottom, 8 in the majors, a 4.50 bullpen ERA. And while the offense looked great in their last game, scoring 11 runs, over the course of the year, they're 8th in runs scored, 14th in batting average. They need to be better than that if they want to find a lot of success this year. So, looking at the numbers, the Mets are minus 116, the Diamondbacks are minus 102. We've got a total of 9.5. The Mets are 9-9 on the road, 20-14-1 to the under. Arizona, 8-8 at home, 16-14-4 to the over. I think this is a reasonable under spot. If you want to take under 9.5, for sure can get on board with that. I think both pitchers could do something positive, but I think it's way more likely that Griffin Canning is the better starter. So go ahead and give me the Mets at minus 116 here as a pretty small lean. In our last MLB game of the slate, before we hop over and look at both NBA playoff games, we've got the Seattle Mariners going on the road to take on the Sacramento Athletics. Now, the Mariners come into this game 20-13 on the year. They just won 2 out of 3 against the Rangers. That was after winning 2 in a row against the Angels and 2 out of 3 against the Marlins. So Seattle at 20-13 on the year, looking like a scary team. They're going to be handing the ball to Bryce Miller in this one. He's 2-3 on the year, a 3.52 ERA. And the young 26-year-old kid is coming off of a great start, a 5-3 win there for Seattle. He went 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs. He did walk 5 and strike out 6. You got to have to clean up those walks, but you can get away with some stuff against the Angels. And now he's going up against the Athletics, probably a slightly tougher team to get away with stuff against. But overall, liking what we're seeing from Bryce Miller. Also liking generally what we're seeing from that Seattle bullpen. Although I do think they're a bit better than what their 3.66 bullpen ERA would indicate. The thing for this team has been the complete turnaround of their offense. And they're coming off a game where they scored 1 run, but generally speaking, this team has been incredible offensively this season. They are currently 6th in the majors in runs scored. They are a top 5 slugging percentage team, and they are 2nd best in the majors, getting on the bases at a 343 clip. We love what we've seen from J.P. Crawford. Cal Raleigh has hit 12 home runs. This team can absolutely hit the ball. So the Athletics have plenty to be worried about here. They did just win 2 out of 3 at the Marlins. They are 19-16 on the season. They're in the ball in this game to Luis Severino, who's 1-3, a 3.30 ERA. He gave up 8 hits over 5 innings, but only a single earned run against the Rangers, and we did eventually see the A's win that game 7-1, but how much can you trust him here against a team that's hitting the ball as well as Seattle? We'll kind of just have to wait and see. He has not faced a murderer's row of opponents this year. He has already faced Seattle once, though, and looked good. That was all the way back on the 27th. 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs allowed, walked 4, and struck out 6. Seattle eventually did win that game 4-2, though. So we'll see how this one plays out. The Athletics bullpen, not very good. A 4.43 bullpen ERA has them in the bottom half of the majors. And the offense, while it's looked really good at some points, has also looked kind of mediocre at others. They scored 3, 6, 6, 3, 7, and 2 runs over their last few games. We like what we've seen from Brent Rooker. Tyler Soderson has also been good. They're 14th in the majors in runs scored, though, and they are 16th in the majors in on-base percentage. So, looking at the numbers for this game, the Mariners are minus 115. The Athletics are minus 104. We've got totals showing of 9 or 9.5. Seattle's 8-7 on the road, 19-12-2 to the over. Sacramento 6-9 at home, 16-15-4 to the under. I don't really know which way to go in this one in a big way, guys, in terms of a side. I guess give me a little bit of a look there at the Athletics at home if you're begging me for a play, but the real lean in this one is to just go ahead and take under 9.5. I can't believe it's that big of a number. Bryce Miller throwing the ball well. Luis Severino throwing the ball well now. Neither bullpen really terrifies me, so definitely think this is a good spot to just go ahead and hop in on that under. Now, guys, switching it up here, we're going to hop over and look at both NBA playoff games on the slate. And first up, we've got the New York Knicks going on the road to take on the Boston Celtics. It does not get much higher profile than this. It's going to be pretty interesting. Now, the Knicks come into this game fresh off of a very scary series there against the Detroit Pistons. Should definitely give them a little bit of pause, thinking about the seasons to come. But they do eventually win that series in 7 games, so they'll take it. But it was a slugfest, guys, an absolute slugfest. The Knicks had to pull out all the stops, do everything they could. Brunson had to play out of his mind, had an ankle injury at one point that he came back from and looked okay. So we do think the Knicks are pretty much fully healthy for this game, but it's a different situation for the Knicks, a team that's only going to play like 6 players, maybe 7 players per game. Makes it a lot tougher on everybody. Now, Brunson has to be fully healthy for them to have any chance. Bridges not getting a chance to really shine there offensively. Cat, we all know that this guy can disappear in some playoff games or get himself into some pretty silly foul trouble situations. So a lot of things to take into consideration here for the Knicks. The Celtics come into this game, they've handled business pretty well there against the Magic. Now, they did take some injuries and stuff like that, but seem like they're okay here, except for Jrue Holiday dealing with that hamstring issue. Now, apparently he's on track to play in Game 1. That's fine, but only if they think he can safely do that. Because if you hurt the hamstring even worse, you're going to be out for quite a while. But in their series against the Magic, they definitely looked very, very good. They come into this game healthy, although probably a little bit more sore than we see from the Knicks. Although it may be close. It may be close. So we'll see what they get going on. Now, the series between these two teams, guys, was completely and totally owned by the Celtics, who were 4-0. They dominated the Knicks. Now, the last game wasn't really a real game. They ended up winning in overtime. I mean, did everybody play in that game? I thought everybody did not play in that game. No, I guess everybody did. Everybody did. Yeah, Porzingis played amazing. That was the Porzingis game where he went 8 of 13 from 3, just absolutely shot the lights out. The Knicks in that game, Cat had a huge game as well, but yeah, just that was like kind of a tune-up for Brunson, if I remember correctly. But very crazy stuff. Generally speaking, Boston has tended to come out on top of these matchups this season. So looking at the numbers, we see the Celtics at -9. We've got a total of 212.5. The Knicks 22-22 against the spread on the road. They're 45-42-1 to the over. Boston 20-24 against the spread at home. 47-40 to the under. I'm not really interested in an under here, guys. I'll take over 212.5, and I like that quite a bit. Both teams want to shoot it. Both teams are more than willing to get up and down. So, yeah, I think we'll definitely look at the over in this game as a very reasonable play. In terms of a side, I'm definitely taking the Celtics here at -9 in Game 1. The Knicks are a little bit probably still wore out from that tough series against Detroit, and I think we see Boston comfortably handle business here against a team they found so much success against already this year. But now, guys, we had a couple of player props that I'm very interested in for this game. It is Game 1, so you got to kind of wait for teams to settle in. But first up, I like Derek White here over 14.5 points. He was great in round 1 except for that Game 4, so it's a bounce back spot. And early in the season, he played great against the Knicks. I'm expecting him to find, somewhere between 15 and 22 points in this game. So I think there's a good reason to think he will cash this over 14.5. I also like Jalen Brunson here, under 27.5 points. I don't see him having a very good time against the Celtics defense here in the playoffs. And while he's coming off a 40-point performance in a closeout game, I think we see some letdown here on the road, especially in Game 1. Last but not least here, guys, we're looking at the Denver Nuggets going on the road to start their series against the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Nuggets had a heck of a time finishing off things there against the Clippers, but they eventually lay the Game 7 smackdown. That's why home court advantage is so important, guys. They win Game 7 120-101 in a game that was not even nearly that close. It was a dominant performance there from the Nuggets. You had to love to see it if you're a Jokic fan, just anything. Like, it was crazy stuff there. Aaron Gordon actually led the way with 22 points in that win. But yeah, everybody was contributing. Everybody was looking good out there. Great night if you are a Denver Nuggets fan. So we'll see what Denver can do in this one. Obviously, they come into this game fully healthy. That's a huge deal. What can they do in this matchup, though? It's gonna be interesting to see. Not obviously this is the way it shakes out. You got to play the number 1 seed now, and the Thunder have been a problem this year. And Oklahoma City had no trouble finishing things off there against the Grizzlies. I guess the last 2 games in that series were kind of close there in Memphis, but this Thunder team, there was no reality where they were going to be losing to that Grizzlies team. So they are rested and ready to go, unless you're worried about rust. Obviously, not a lot of huge injury concerns for this team either. Having SGA, Dort, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, and Hartenstein to run out there as a starting lineup, pretty crazy stuff, but not nearly as crazy as the depth this team has to offer. Now, if you look at the season series between these two, it's a little bit skewed. Not a lot of full squad playing full squad kind of action. The Thunder won game 1, the Nuggets won game 2, the Thunder won game 3, and the Nuggets comfortably won game 4. But none of that really gave us too much information about how these 2 teams are going to play. Now, the Thunder have obviously been insane over the course of the year. They've been a very good team, but the concern for this squad all year long was that how are they going to fare in the playoffs when they have to go up against elite size, and Jokic is the most elite size you can go up against, period. So, looking at the numbers for this one, the Thunder are 9.5-point favorites at home. We've got a total of 225 out there. Guys, I am not too interested in the total, despite both teams showing trends towards the over. So I guess you could take it if you're just playing the trends. Denver's 21-22-1 against spread on the road. They're 52-30-37 to the over. The Thunder 29-12-2 against spread at home. 46-39-2 to the over. So you can take over in this one. I've got no problem with that. But I think the better lean on this game is the Denver Nuggets getting 9.5 points. The Thunder are going to be a little bit rusty, but more important than that, I think we're going to see the Thunder really struggle to have any sort of comprehensive answer for what Jokic is going to do under there. Holmgren can't guard him. There's no way. Hartenstein can maybe guard him just a little bit, but he's not going to have a great time. I think we see Jokic have a pretty big game in this one, and I think that leads to the Nuggets at least keeping this one very close, keeping it to single digits down the stretch. But now, guys, let's hop over there a couple nice player props that I like for this game. And first up, I like Jamal Murray here over 20.5 points. Had a great game the last time against Oklahoma City and has been showing flashes of playoff Jamal Murray in that Clippers series. I think he has a good time here against the Thunder despite their very elite level defense. So that's probably going to keep us out of the pin comment, but one that definitely has a chance to get in the pin comment is SGA under 32.5 points. He had a bad time against Denver his last time against them and was so much time off. I think there could be a little bit of rust involved, even for somebody as finely skilled there as SGA. And yeah, you're in the second round of the playoffs now. The pressure is just going to get worse and worse. But last of all, guys, and probably my favorite prop of the entire day, I'll take Westbrook here over 4.5 rebounds. He's been getting in tons of productive minutes there for Denver. He crashes the boards with reckless abandon. I think he definitely does that here in game 1. He's got to get to 5 boards for us to cash this play, but I don't think we're going to have any trouble with that. Definitely like Westbrook to be out there making plenty of hustle plays every single minute that he's on the floor. That's all the games we have for today, guys. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Get over to stumpthespread.com for sure. Get on that free email list. Tons of free information over there for you, and all they need is your name and email address, and you'll be getting picks straight to your inbox every single day. If you've got any questions about anything you see here or about today's slate, please let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. The link to Stump the Spread is down in that pinned comment and also just in the description of the video. And we will see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place for more sports betting action.